Hello, everybody. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Sippin' Sew. I am your host, Jen, and it is a beautiful Friday morning. I hope everyone's doing well and everyone is geared up for a super fun weekend. We finally got a crap ton of rain in my neck of the woods, so gardening has been happening aggressively this week. Very, very exciting. No thunder. A little bit sad about that. Very good rain, not enough thunder, but we do what we can to survive. Sewing update things to start with, and I'll come back to these a couple more times for anyone that jumps in later. The raincoat situation is almost done. It is, we'll call it 90% of the way done because I'm going to have to slip stitch the whole bottom edge of this waistband down. But that's pretty much the last thing that has to happen is stitching the waistband down, putting in the elastic and the cording, and then I do have to go back and fix the hood before I put the cording in. Minimal issues. Very minimal things to do. So that's super exciting. I'm so proud of myself. I am so proud of how the sleeves came out. With the slip stitching, this is for a child, so like it's extremely tiny. And the hood looks good where it's tucked into the very puffy. The zippers came out deliciously. I am in love with this, and according to my best friend, she kindly informed me that I am halfway to my I can make cosplay lifestyle because I have done a jacket. Now I just have to do pants. Pants scare me, which is why I haven't made any for myself yet, but they're on the docket within the next month or so. But I do have other fabric up here for what we're going to work on today. I have this really pretty stretch knit because we are going to work on the t-shirt dress pattern is what I decided. Because I don't know, I just am not in the mood to make a top, like just a top thing, and I just really don't feel like making any workout clothes today. I just don't feel like it. So we're not going to do that because it's my stream and I can do what I want within reason. So that's exciting. As far as general stream updates, we have channel points now. Huzzah, a little caffeine boost for you. Name may undergo some changes, I haven't decided yet. And I was able to add 2 emotes at the free tier. So that's exciting. So there's 2 of those. I'm very proud of that. I learned how small those little suckers have to be, and that was annoying to no end. And I have so much back-end stuff I have to do this week. So much back-end stuff, which is perfectly fine. This is not a complaint in the slightest. I'm just lovingly overwhelmed with how much extra goes into everything. And because when I first started doing this, I was like, oh, I think I can get away with not doing that much stuff on here. It'll be fine. And now I'm like, I have so much back-end stuff to do. So much to do. And it's okay. It's good. So I'm working and fixing these things. I'm gonna work on adding a couple more emotes. I just have to find some pictures that I like. I might try and draw something if I feel so inclined and feel the powers of self-expression work through me. So we'll see what happens. But those are exciting, and I also want to go back in and add some more like things you can spend the channel points on. I took out a few things. I don't think I added anything back in yet. I was in a little bit of a haze fixing it because it was just I was overwhelmed with the fact that I can even do the thing now, and I think I spent an hour formatting images, finding stuff that would fit, repixelating it, package up. Dude, my poor computer has so much crap downloaded to it, it's insane. So I had to deal with that. Also very not on brand today. I skipped the coffee, skipped the tea. We're having sparkling water today because my skin is dying because I stress. so we're going to pass on the actual caffeinated beverages for me today. But I hope everyone else has their preferred beverage of choice. Oh my god, I thought I lost my pattern. But yes, so last week when we finished up, I was going back and forth between a couple of different pattern options to work on today. So it was between some workout gear that had tank tops and shorts in it, very fancy frou-frou looking tops, and dress patterns, specifically this t-shirt dress over here. And this is what we're going to work on today. I've decided it is what it is. I'm very excited that I have almost the exact same pattern as what is on the picture, so I feel very inspired to try and get this done today. This is, what is this? A new look 6499 in the A sizes. So it goes from 8 to 20. We will be cutting this out to theoretically a size. This is a good question. I'm really glad I measured myself the other day, otherwise this would be a whole situation. Because the body recomp is going hard. Really, really hard. I actually skipped the gym today because my legs are still dying, and I went out and did yard work today after all of the rain we just had. And I hit a new leg press PR, and I need to tell someone so y'all are gonna hear it. I hit 757 on the leg press. For reps, not on one time. For reps. Very exciting. Full range of motion, by the way. I don't do any of those half reps. Not in my house. Unless I really need that failure. But anyways, I'm tired. Rowing was not in the cards today. I actually took a nap, so I have a little bit more energy for this. That worked out pretty good. So my bust measurement in comparison to this chart. This is essentially going to end up being a bodycon dress. And I'm going to learn to love that because I have historically been very fearful of those types of garments. And we're going to embrace it. Because this is the year of dealing with that. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to be able to make this pattern for another 6 months. And that's not happening either. I also have to rationalize to myself that this is stretchy. And that's going to make a huge difference. My bust is just a little bit bigger, but this has the stretch to justify going ahead and cutting this out at the highest size. So we're going to do it and hope for the best. I think yeah, there's about a 6-inch difference between the highest size on this and what my measurements look like. So we're just going to cut it out at the biggest size. Call it a day. So we have instructions, we have pattern piece. Someone cut this out, which is fine. This came from my mom's house. Perfectly reasonable. How to use your multi-size pattern. We know this stuff now. Yes, this has, I think technically 4 different layouts you can use. No instructions. And this is a new style of pattern, but the layout is really similar to the simplicity that I've done before, so not to fret. And the pockets are exactly like the other ones I've done, so hooray! I love when we get to reuse knowledge. Knowledge is power. You don't want too much because absolute power corrupts absolutely. Anywho. That's so silly. Why would you only put whatever? I'm also a huge fan of just putting on the pockets that you want, but I find it very amusing that the short sleeve version has just a chest pocket, but the sleeveless has 2 pockets at the bottom. But anyways, that's just me thing. But we are gonna need I don't need a highlighter. I was having a little thought bubble of, man, if I only had a highlighter. And then I remember I have a whole stack of 90s gel pens down here. Let's see what color works today. I would love to hear from everybody, so please feel free to hop in the chat. Tell me how your day is. Tell me how your week is. If you've got any projects you're working on, anything exciting you're looking forward to this weekend. I also have the pleasure looking forward to using the pool soon. Okay, well this fell out, so if it works, we're going to use this one. I have faith that it will continue working, even if it's a little blotchy. So does this have a color on it? Conforms to the ASTM D42. You know what? That's cute. I wonder what that means. I kind of want to look it up. Maybe we'll go on a knowledge journey together. Let's see. So this is a Crazy Art Timeless Creations glitter gel pen in, I don't know, a pretty color. if you care. But I just want to mentally map out what pieces we're going to need for this. So, who knows how far we'll get today. I'm feeling rejuvenated. Happy to be here with all of the energy in the world. So we're going to need... Shit. First we're going to make sure we're working on the right dress. We need the B pieces. I almost circled all the A stuff. Okay. Alright, front 1, that's going to be cut on the fold. Back 3, also going to be cut on the fold. Love that. Neck band. Oh, okay. So I was looking... I'll explain to you my thought process. Need to make sure I mark this as part 1 when I upload it to YouTube. Also, oh my god, the YouTube is available. The YouTube has the last 5 uploads, right? Because there's the 3 from there's 3 in the playlist for the apron, the haul, and then I think the last video. So yes, there are 5 videos up on YouTube. They are raw. They are unedited. This ended? I exported it to YouTube. There was no extra effort. I will be putting some effort into the next one. So it might take a little bit longer to get it uploaded, but that's okay. Because I think my intention going forward will be, we stream Friday mornings. I will upload a couple of days-ish, close to a week later. My thought process. But what just stopped me in this pattern, because it didn't say it needed any bias tape notion on the back, but I was looking at the neck and armholes of this, and I was like, maybe this needs bias tape? Maybe? But no, you cut extra strips for the neck band and also the armhole band. Which I like that. Means I didn't have to worry about bias tape or making bias tape today, which, to be fair, very excellent thing to know how to do. And I did it without using one of those tool things. Just said, folded it over, and pinned it. That was a choice, but now I have my cutesy poopsy little iron, so that's exciting. Alright, so we need, what did I say, front 1, back end, 4 for the neck band, no sleeves for me, thank you. We need the 6 pocket, 1, 3, 4, 6, armhole band is 7, makes sense, it's sitting right underneath the 4. C, D, 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 C, D. Buttonhole guide. Interesting. Okay. I think I want to try the long sleeve with the tie as a denim situation. These are future gen thoughts to reevaluate later. It just looks really good as a light denim. Okay, now we know what pattern pieces we need. We're going to cut them out, and then we're going to press them this time. See how much of a difference it makes. I imagine it'll make a huge difference. I have never pressed a pattern piece before. Shake your fingers, wag them at me if you must, but it is what it is. actually the first thing we're going to do is unfold this that has already been messed with and hope that it is not aggressively cut. Maybe someone pulled it out. Maybe my mom pulled it out. Maybe Grammy pulled it out. Because there are some things that are in my mom's arsenal of things, in the mom store as I call it, that were actually my grandma's, her mom's. So, heck if I know. If it's older than like 2020, then yeah, maybe. Oh, what's the date on this sucker? Oh, no, this is 2016 pattern. Okay, so my mom must have opened this with the intention of creating it. Okay, here's one, piece one, so there's that. Or maybe I cut it out and forgot about it a long time ago, who knows. Actually, let's get a guesstimate to see how long this is gonna be, because, like, yeah, it kind of says it on the package, but this is more fun, because then I can give you a visual. If we estimate the length by the time the seam comes in, this is probably going to come up to like above the tops of my knees, which is perfect. Perfect. We don't have to worry about doing any weird shortening or lengthening gymnastics to get it where it won't be a weird cut on me, because that is a genuine concern. Alright, so that's one. Check. I think this was 3. I'd be so lucky if the pocket were in here too, but I don't think so. And 3. Y'all can hold that for me. And we are going to have to go back and snip the edges. Get them a little bit closer to the actual cut line. Alright, what else do we need here? 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, 7. Alright, 5, 2, 7. There we go. 6 and 7. Look at that. Bam! Alright, we just need the neckband, which surprised isn't right here. Oh, the end band. End band, you don't. No, you still need the neckband on the other one. Whatever, okay. So we're going to fold 5 and 2 back together, because those go to the short sleeve version of this dress. I have a feeling it's in this one. I'm trying to figure it out without unraveling the whole thing, and that would be wrong, because this all has double-digit numbers. We do not need any double-digit numbers to this. We are in the singles. This is probably on this. No, hold on. I've confuzzled myself. I have 1, 3. 1, 3. 6, 7. Okay, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. For whatever reason, 4 is not in here. Because it's looking like that may be a real possibility. So that's 2019. 10, 11, 9, 18, 17. Okay, I have one more folded up piece to check out. if, for some reason, the neckband is not in here, based on the pictures on the instructions, I think we can recreate an exceptional dupe without too many tears being shed. But again, I've got one more folded up piece of stuff to look at. So maybe we'll get lucky and it's in this. Man, this is like a new level of stress I've never experienced before. This is a subpar moment. It's sippin' sewin. Subpar. We're still gonna do it, because I have a lot of faith in my ability to fudge things. Been fudging it for 32 years. I think I can make it through this one. I'm just gonna tables, gonna open this back up. There's always a possibility it's attached to one of those other pieces and we just didn't see it. That is for sure the sleeve. That is for sure the small pocket. Also, just give this in. Okay. Alright. 7 and 6. Yes. Alright. We're all gonna take the collective sigh of okay. You know what? I'm gonna open up the big one more time. That is so wild to me. I do think it would be nice if they put on, like in the instructions, hey, these pieces should all be on the same sheet, and these pieces should all be on the same sheet. You know, I feel like that would be something nice to do. Especially for, you know, people like moi. They get mad anxiety when they can't find things. Okay. Alright. Excuse me while I fold this back down. And internally scream a little bit. Okay. So here's my thinking. We can look through the instructions and see you know what? I'll fix that momentarily. Protect my mental health here. I think we'll read through the instructions and we'll see what the instructions are for the neckband and go from there. Because these pictures where it shows you the different patterns, pieces and whatnot, in relation to each other, I find that they are size accurate. Yeah, you're welcome. You can lay on that for 5 minutes. You can tell that pattern piece exactly how I feel for me, bud. There's something about the specific crinkle texture of pattern pieces that the cats just freaking love. And like, as long as there's no crazy holes in it, I can't be bothered to care, to be honest with you. So, I am gonna look and just see really quick what the neck hole instruction is, if there's anything weird or stretchy we gotta worry about. Oh hell yeah. Step 1, put on the pockets. Love that. Prepare 1 pocket for A and 2 pockets for B as follows. You don't know what this format is. So for this one, it's a lot like the tank top I made for my small version of me, and the pocket for her little tank top, you fold the edges in, you do a little fancy movement with the hey, it's okay until you start poking holes in it. Orange boy. Okay, well, he's seeing ghosts on the last one. Hey! No, you can't hide under it, you goober. It's all fun and games until I see Toby in holes. It's not fun and games anymore. Yes, the pockets are very easy. It is a flick of the wrist, a turn, a dash, and you find yourself with a pocket. Very intuitive to use. Just going to gently tuck those back in here. Because the pieces that I need are on the floor, which is fine. He got mad I took them away. He ran off. Anyways. Okay. Pockets, you line up the packets, pin, stitch close to side and lower edges. Very important to not stitch your pocket closed. Stitch front and back is shoulder seams, stitch center back seam of neckband. Okay, stitch the neckband together. Fold in half lengthwise, wrong sides together. Press pin. Pin. Band to neck edge. Matching centers. Placing small dots at shoulder seams. Raw edges even. Okay, so the neck hole, the neck situation is a within 30 minutes of starting the stitching process. Okay. But it looks like it should just line up with seam allowance with the neck. So what we will do, we're going to use the big brain energy here. We're going to get through step 5, which is stitching the back to the front at the shoulder seams. We're going to measure the neck hole, add on 5/8 times 2, 4 4s, 1, extra 2/8, 1 1/4 inch. We'll add on about 1 1/4 inch after that. And I don't know why my internet's so freaking unstable today. It's pissing me off. We'll do 1 1/4 inch extra. We're gonna make the 5 that's in here a 5A, and we're gonna write in a 5B instruction since we don't have the neckband. And that way, future Jen, when we do this pattern again, won't sit here and go, where is the it's the neckband. Alright, 5B. Measure 1¼ inch. And then the width probably needs to be, how wide is the armband? The armband and the neckband probably have the same width. So whatever 7 is, width-wise, is what the neckband also needs to be. So we can do a very quick lineup with the 2 inches. I probably could have guessed that. Okay, so that plus that long, 2-inch wide, and I know I've got rulers to make that happen. Inch long. Perfect. It's very funny that there's such a large chunk of blank space between step 5 and step 6. It's like the universe knew I was going to have to write it in there. Tee-hee. Okay. So the neckband goes on. Neckband gets finished. And that will outside straight or zigzag. We're going to stitch seam, stretching to fit the band. Stretching the band to fit. So maybe we don't need, no, we're gonna add that. I would rather have too much cut out and have to trim it than not have enough and have to cut twice. Cut the same piece out twice. Stitch 3/8 from the seam. Okay, hold on. I did not read that the other way. Stitch it. Hem, band to neck, edge matches neck placement. Stitch. Oh, we're doing a double stitch for the neckband to make it look pretty. I understand. And then on the outside. Okay, on the outside straight or zigzag stitch garment. We might do a zigzag, so I love putting a random zigzag stitch in there. And that's going to help us catch the raw. And then we stitch the front to the back at the side seams. And then we skip sleeves A, and we do armhole bands B. Stitch notched end of armhole band. Okay, thank God we have the armhole band, because apparently there's a notch on there we got to worry about. And then it is the exact same instructions for the armband that it is for the neckband. Excellent. And then we hem it. Mark length, press, mark depth, trim, stitch or zigzag. Again, stitch hem twice. And that is the entire set of instructions for dress A and B. Huzzah! Okay, the instructions are simple. Let's cut out some pattern pieces. Oh, so exciting. This will probably be a start and finish within a day or two. Shame! Shame the kitten! Oh! Shame, shame, shame on you. Wow! Well, don't climb on my pattern pieces and I won't pick you up. Alright, those are fabric scissors. I need something else to cut this with. There we go, green ones. I'm finally blessed at a point where I have multiple scissor options, so they all have a designated job. Try to keep with that. my mother will be hearing about this with the neckband. In a loving manner. Like, I'm not going to give her a crazy hard time about it, because, like, goodness knows when this got cut. I mean, the pattern's from 10 years ago. What are you going to do? But things I have learned in the last couple of patterns that I've done that y'all have not seen. I need to cut like a millimeter away from the cut edge on these pattern pieces, or I will accidentally okay, not destroy, that's a strong word. Overcut into the pattern. Wild behavior. Pressing is one of the most important things in this world. Everyone should have a bobby pin. Everyone should have a bobby pin. There is nothing I feel that a bobby pin cannot fix. Dear God, the benefit of actually replacing your sewing needle every 6-ish hours. This was not explained to me well in my younger years, and I now fully understand. Because let me tell you, I broke a needle on the machine doing the jacket because I was not paying attention to where the clasp of the zipper was going, like the little metal bit at the end. And my little needle went tink, tink, tink. And heartbreaking moment for me. I think that's the first time I've ever actually broken a needle on this machine. And I went ahead, switched it out, went back to sewing like normal, and it was so daggone smooth. I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean it actually makes that much of a difference? So that was a good lesson. Learning how to do zippers without a zipper foot, also a good lesson. Figured out how to finagle that without hurting my own feelings. And I guess technically it's an invisible, like, not really. I mean, the welts are kind of invisible zippers, but I feel really good. I used to be very, very skittish about patterns with zippers in them, and now I'm like, give me all the zippers in the world. So much fun. I hate my buttonhole foot. It's probably 100% user error. It's just a me thing, and that's okay. I stretch. It made me so mad. I'm going to slightly derail from what our lessons in sewing. This says stretch on the armhole band. We need to make a mental note to... Man, screw a mental note. We need to make an actual note, because it probably said the same thing on the neckband piece. To stretch it. Oh, okay. Womp. Stretch, fab, when cut. Okay, that's shorthand that I will understand in 5 years. Yeah, oh gosh, what other like super fun lessons have I learned? If I mess it up twice, I need to take a break. If I mess it up twice, I need to just take the L, take a break, come back to it later. Stretching the fabric is very important in this part. Okay, yes, that instruction is not there for fun. That instruction is there because we actually do need to stretch the band things. Yeah, actually following the instructions, that's probably a good one. Which, you know, naturally you should desire to follow the instructions. They are there for a reason. But there are some moments where I'm like, I don't think I regularly need to follow that, and then I get 2 steps later and I'm like, that was a mistake. For example, the hood that I have to go back and fix because I didn't follow the instructions the first time. I did not have faith in the pattern, and I did not fold it over enough. But to be fair, the apron pattern kind of messed up my faith in humanity for a little bit. We will mention it as a plausibility for why I didn't listen this time, but it is no longer an excuse moving forward. I have a little bit more faith in the people who put in the effort to make these things. I think by the time the seams come in on these pockets, I can put my phone in it, but I wouldn't put my phone in it and jump around. It's a very, very big difference with what I can and cannot do. Two pieces trimmed up. Now onto the big boys. And they don't need much. It's just like at the very, very edge and stuff. Need to think about what kind of things do you guys want for like channel points? You know, like the standard hydrates in there, of course. The name of the channel is literally Sip and Sew. Gosh, I hope I'm drinking something while I'm here, but I do forget. I don't know. I want to put fun things. I just need to think about what would be on brand. Oh, you know what? I could put in a channel points redemption for acquiring a cat. Not like a cat cam thing, but like I will go and acquire one of the fur children and bring them to the camera. Like a mental health boost. That would be fun. Might add that in there for channel points. Might be a little on the expensive side because sometimes I have to go and like genuinely find them because they're just not in here hanging out. It depends. If the sewing machine's not on, the cats are like away. But once the sewing machine turns on, I don't know. I suppose the frequency is close enough to what they prefer that they're like, ah, yes, the noise. Fantastic. Gosh, it's only 1:46. Y'all, we might cut fabric out today. We might. Either cut fabric out after this, or maybe work on finishing the jacket. Oh no, because I gotta slip stitch for ages. Y'all don't want to watch me slip stitch for an hour. I don't think. Might be into that. I gotta decide if I'm into that. I prefer doing excessive amounts of slip stitching when I am watching one of my comfy shows, which I am currently working backwards through my 600-pound life because I didn't mean to start it on the latest season, but that's what happened, and then it started rolling backwards. But it is kind of funny to watch Dr. Nalzardan age backwards and get nicer. not that he's like a complete jerk or anything in the newer seasons, but his tolerance for shenanigans greatly decreases over time. And you can, I kind of remember that happening from where I used to watch it regularly, and now watching it backwards, I'm like, ah, yes, this person caused him to feel some type of way in the future. But I'm very excited for this dress. I am desperately trying to not wear exercise clothes every day summer. And this is definitely helping. Alright. Just need this to like... Nailed it. That is the appropriate curvature. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? It depends on how long it takes me to press this. And one of these days we're going to finish sewing those squares for the farmhouse quilt. Today's not looking too good though, because I'm going to have to switch out this serger thread. Oh, we have another haul video coming up. I may pre-record it and start it for you guys, or just upload it straight to YouTube. I don't know. I feel bad for y'all not to see it first. I'll make it so y'all see it first. But I got a little bit more just stuff and some fabric. And some stuff. I promise I'm not pilfering my mom's entire collection of goods. She has a lot. And every now and again, she gets random donations from people with more fabric. Ooh, that's close. But maybe I can, I'll probably post pictures of the blue sky if my sister's okay with it. She actually started sewing again, and my sister made some curtains. Very, God, what's the word? Very boho, I think would be a good word to use. They're cute, alright? They're cute. I think she used a stack of petite fat quarters, if I remember right, for the guest room / computer room at my mom's house. / the cat's room, because one of the cats like technically uses that room for sleeps and food and stuff. The silliest man. Oh, shoot. No, okay, no, that's a dot note, not a cut note. Always stresses me out when the dot notes are like 5 inches away from where I'm cutting at, because every now and again my brain's like, you were supposed to cut over there, and I'm like, no, I wasn't. That's the lizard brain talking. That's just the lizard brain. Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, last week I had all those weird animal encounters. This week, not so much. This week has been pretty... Oh, good. The stream quality has fixed itself. Huzzah! I promise you it's because the hoes in my neighborhood are taking up all the internet. But anyways. I have not had... I've seen a lot of cats. Which isn't completely unusual. But I have seen both... So there's neighborhood cats that are indoor-outdoor that I see pretty regularly. There's this really pretty gray kitty that's close to a Russian blue. And... like, obviously she is not a pure Russian blue, but she probably has lineage to somewhere. And... like my neighbors that's right next to us, they have a really sweet indoor-outdoor cat. I love Hiccups. She is so sweet. And she lets me pet her, which always surprises the neighbors. So they're like, she usually doesn't do that. And I'm like, well, you know, me and Phoebes have an understanding here that she's a wild woman and she does not actually want this. But she's a very good outside cat. I only ever see her in the neighborhoods. I don't see her around the neighborhood. She's usually right nearby. But she's an active hunter. She is a hunter of a kitty cat. So I promise she does quite well. I've seen her at work. She's pretty good. But I have seen a really pretty black cat around, and I think it's been the same cat within like a 5-mile radius or so, within normal cat travel distance, I would say. Oh, this is gonna be my personal soapbox for the next God knows how long. So a little bit of backstory. When I was a kid, we, yes, went to the library, no, did not use it to its full advantage. I was also in a different county, and I don't know what the resources were like when I was a kid. But I never really got to use the library outside of just, we're here to get books and we're here to leave. And when I lived with some roommates in an apartment for a while in a different county, I did get a library card. I went in like one time, didn't use any resources. But then, gosh, I think it's been a month now, just about. I took my kiddo to our town one, because we have, I think there's like 10 or 15 libraries in the county. We have access to all of them. But we have a nice, cute little community small one, which is really nice. And they do like the kids' story times and stuff, and meeting things. And we were actually in there the other day when they were having a sit down about the food crisis in the area, and it was very cool, very respectful. There were all age people in there. It was great. And the other day, I was sitting at my computer, you know, tap typing along, daydreaming, looking at real estate in Germany, because their market's a little better. But I do like the houses. Almost every house, either for purchase or for rent, and some of the apartments that have 2 stories. Wacky I love a cool staircase. I love a wacky staircase. It brings me much joy. And I was looking, and I've been studying German on Duolingo for over a year now. You know, at least 400 of my 490 something days have been dedicated to German. And I know Duolingo's not the gold star standard by any means. But right now, it's like, financially it made the most sense for me. And it's fun. I like my friends and stuff, whatever. But I was looking at the back, and it was like, hey, did you know you could log into these things for these resources? I'm like, well, there's no way that's real. Like, let me see what the resources actually are. Like, there's, you know, got something going on here. And at least for my county, we have access to what was this? Transparent language or something? With our library card as our login stuff. Like, I had to make a password, but they have, it's like 115 different languages, and it's self-paced. You can take a pre-assessment to see where you need to start at in the courses for free. And I was like, okay. And I like it a little bit better because there's a lot more speaking, there's a lot more comprehension of understanding what's actually happening. So I've been rocking that in the morning a little bit. And then the other one was for Udemy, which is, hold on, I think I need to burp. Graceful. Anyways, the other one's for Udemy, which they just have like a crap ton of courses for free. For the library kids, excuse me. And I had been on data camp learning Python and eventually switching over to SQL, PostgreSQL. And I was like, there's no way they have what I need on here for free. They have what I need on there for free. So signed up for those suckers, and I don't know, it's just like a lot of, for as stressed out as I've been, there's been a lot of little good things just popping out of the framework. I'm really wondering if it's a sign from the universe. I need to just like take a deep breath. What is that song? I was thinking about it earlier today. How's it go? It's like, pop out your chest, take a deep breath, you're gonna be okay. Take your mind, you're gonna be okay. I don't remember what that is, where it's from. I haven't bothered to look it up. I might look it up after I finish cutting this out. But I started back doing yoga regularly again. At least on most of my off gym days. I didn't do anything strenuous today because, again, my body was like, So, we listen and we take care of our bodies. But I might do a little bedtime routine or something just to relax. I've been having a hard time falling asleep. Like a really hard time. And I forgot how much I missed it. I miss it. I love yoga with Adrian. This is my personal yoga plug. I love she usually does, I'm assuming she did one this month, I just didn't start it with her. This is the theme for the month, and she'll put out a video every day that's on par with the theme. And it's just fun. So it gives you an incentive to come back every day. And there's some older ones that I really, really love. Like the Flow series is really good, and Movement series is really good. She did a series just on breathing exercises, and let me tell you, fire breath had my dog all kinds of stressed out, but it was really fun. Very, very helpful in managing my big girl feelings. Be good, be good. But yeah, I did a video the other day from, gosh, I think it was a 5-year-old video. And it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be on my body. Not that I ever had a disgustingly hard time before, but everything felt smoother. It was just easier to get to flow from one position into the next. My downward dog's on point. My glasses are starting to hurt my ears. I've worn my glasses a lot lately, between driving in the rain and just trying to take better care of my eyeballs. Though I do tend to just not wear my glasses during the daytime. I usually keep them for the night/weather. Alright, and aside from our missing neck piece, those are cut out. So now we get to press them. And the purpose of pressing it is to get the wrinkles out of pattern pieces, so when we go to cut the fabric, we don't cut it janky. I have cut lots of fabric janky, and it shows. So, well, it shows to me. I don't know that people know, but I can tell. Which is the important thing here. Oh, okay. I was like, what is moving on my screen? There's a new little, there's a new bar thing that moves by itself. It was very confusing. Okay. Let's scooch this way a little bit. Make sure I don't complete a cord. I still haven't named my iron. And I know that's a silly thing to say. Why would you need to name your iron? And it's because it has a little smiling face on it. Okay. Before I do this. He has a smiley face, okay? Or she, I don't know. My genderless appliances need names, okay? Is that just a millennial thing? It's just a me thing, I don't know. Don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know either. This surge protector was set up right, that would be actually the most helpful. Hooray! Okay, while that's heating up, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up that song thing for me and for y'all at this point. What is this called? Not buff. Start with a P. Song by Ash Blackwood. Okay. It is exactly 43 seconds. It must have been a sound they put on TikTok or something, maybe? It's allowed in your mind. Just take your time. You're gonna be okay. I don't know. It's my favorite, okay? Because I remember, I'm not going to play it right now just in case Twitch gets upset about it, but it was like, puff out your chest, take a deep breath, you're gonna be okay. It's loud in your mind, just take your time, you're gonna be okay. That's all the singing you're getting from me today. Come back later for another round. I do love to sing a lot with reckless abandon. Yeah, that's toasty enough. Like, okay, just crinkle, crinkle, okay? Like, I promise you this is gonna look bigger by the time we get done flattening it out. So don't ask me how I got this far without some type of ironing utensil. Must be Granny watching over my shoulder. Oh, I forgot to post pictures of the blue sky. My mimosa tree finally bloomed. This tree's been growing in front of the house for, gosh, I think 3 years now. It's been 3 years coming. And, God, my posture looks terrible. Sorry, that was offensive. Sorry. I think it's been growing for 3 years. And last year I thought, this is the year it's gonna bloom, but it never made any flower heads. Crisp. Let's see if I can iron that one little fold out. But this year, right before we got like 3 days worth of rain, it had flower buds, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. And they bloomed. Ah! They're so pretty. I'm so excited. And the reason it's such a big deal is because my grandma from my dad's side, my granddad had planted a mimosa tree for her a long time ago. I think I was still a baby when they first put it into the ground. Okay? And I remember watching this thing grow, and then the next thing I knew, it was like 5 times taller than I was. It was like 20 feet tall, 25. And Grandma's tree always went, after the first time it bloomed, just pink. You could hardly see the leaves from how many flowers were on there. It was so stinking pink. And she always had hummingbirds everywhere, butterflies. I miss her, and I miss that house, and I miss the peace that I had there. I've been searching for since forever. But that tree brought me so much peace and love and happiness and very prolific things. They spread like wildfire. Like, it's not hard to get them in your yard, at least where I live at. Oh. But when I saw this one starting to grow, I cried. Cried big old fat tears. It's just like having a little piece of grandma with me. It's very cool. And the fragrance is really nice. It's not an overpowering scent. It's a very, very gentle. Like, you almost gotta put the flower in your nose to smell it. But once you know what it smells like, oh. Okay, well that's something different to note for this pattern. So while I'm pressing it out, I'm just looking at notch marks, dots that I need to be aware of when we're lining things up later. So I will need the tailor's chalk once we start cutting stuff out to mark it. Most of the patterns that I've done have had a 5/8 seam allowance. This one has 3/8. So that is going to affect how long everything is at the end of the day, because I was thinking it was going to be a 5/8, so we may end up shortening this dress a little bit. I don't think so. I don't know. I'll look and see where the shortening line is on the back piece, and then we'll go from there. Because it's not like I mind a longer dress. I just mind a tea length does not look good on me. Like if my calves are partially cut off, I look 6 inches shorter than what I am. And hates it. Not that there's anything wrong with being short. Just have enough. I go through enough mentally with my body at this point. I just, don't mess with my height. And I am just taking extra care with the front and back pieces because they were so wrinkled. The pocket and the armband was not bad at all. This, however, problematic. Also, something I'm noticing with these pattern pieces that I haven't seen on others, they have different style lines and different types of dotted lines for the different sizes. And I don't know, maybe the McCalls and Simplicity did have it, but it was so faint I couldn't tell. This one is very clearly different dots and dashes. I love that. I love that so much. Actually, I will show you guys what I'm talking about here. Get this up into the camera. So yeah, all the different sizes have different style lines. I swear to you it was not on my other patterns. That's so nice. I appreciate that. You know, it's definitely something that you don't need to function, but man. Okay, and the bottom edge is 1 1/4 inch hem allowance. So we have to do a lot fluffing around on the hem. Just realized there's like having another full circle moment in life. I hated ironing as a kid. Yes, I ironed a lot as a child. I was ironing clothes when I was 12, 13. Yeah, it is what it is. It wasn't just my clothes, it was like my dad's stuff too, my mom's. Anyways, I used to loathe ironing. I thought it was one of the worst chores in the world. Hated it. Hated that. Mostly because of the monotonous standing, I think. It's just very boring. And I avoid it like the plague. So, like, the clothes in my closet, if I can't stick those suckers in the dryer and, like, run and hanging up and it look good, eh. But outside of that, just irritated the hell out of me. And now here I sit, 32 years old, excited, pleased, happy to be toasty and ironing right now. In the name of doing something I enjoy. It's little things like that. wash that fabric. Definitely. It doesn't stink. It just doesn't smell like my house, which stresses me out. I can't deal with it. But anyways, you should always pre-wash your fabric before you cut it and before you start doing stuff with it. Otherwise, it might not fit like it's supposed to. And I don't know. I'd rather wash it twice, just to be on the safe side. So next Friday, we will cut a toot, or universe depending, we'll sneak in an extra stream. Which we just went through a schedule change in the house. So now that we're breaking into a new daily routine, that might actually be plausible. Because I hate only streaming once a week. It is not enough for me. I miss you guys. I miss talking to everybody. You know, there's not a lot of people. I still enjoy just being here, hanging out. And it hurts me when I can't do it all the time. But we are probably getting this. I think that's probably as good as this is going to get. I'll try and hit some of those creases a little bit more from the back. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's better. So we're going to press the hell out of the back side of this. Then we'll see what time it is. I'm thinking, I wonder if I could, I might try and compress some pictures of the cats and the doge to use as emojis. That would be pretty entertaining. I would find some joy in that anyways. Someone else must as well. Carry on. Yeah, I think having emotes of the cats would be super fun. So I think, because I found a really good compression website. I'll have to link it somewhere for just generally compressing videos. Or not videos, pictures. Mercy. Thinking about gifts, and that's why I said videos. Thinking about little gifts. So, working on that. Oh, and I figured out how to put alerts so they actually pop up on my screen. I didn't realize when I made the alert boxes that the URL codes, the web browser codes, were actually important. And then I was doing a little perusing through my settings, and Twitch was like, "Hey, did you know you can put that in your OBS settings, and it'll pop up on your screen?" I was like, "Really?" So let my experience be a testament. You do not need to know what exactly you're doing to get on here and do stuff. Like, just go have fun. I need to make sure I have a lurk setting. That's what it was. Because, I don't know, I love a chat. I also love knowing people are just lurking in the background. It brings me joy. I have a friend of mine that I need a message back. And he used to stream every now and again. He hasn't been on for a long time. But always get into his stuff and just like background lurk. So you know I was there hanging out. Oh, for the pocket. Okay, just kidding. I have to remember the front and back pieces have notes for both view A and view B, so we gotta like mentally continuously track that we are doing view B. Y'all don't have to. I have to. Total ease above body measurement is about 2 inches. You know what? I think that's perfect. Just because of the type of fabric it is, I don't mind if it's a little fitted. Like I said, this will probably be closer to a bodycon dress by the time I'm done, based on the measurements that they have on here. I'm just glad that I can even use this now. I was what was that, like a 50 bust 6 months ago? I'm down to 48 and some change. I have to constantly remind myself because I'm still trying to put on muscle while trying to get some of the fat to move around. So I'm not dropping inches regularly. It's still a slow process. Did I give you guys any book updates last week? I don't think I did. I've still been working on the same self-help book. Taking a break from fiction because after the Winter Witch series, I needed to touch some grass aggressively. So I've been back on my self-help game, and I've been reading. What is it called? Why am I like this? Or why do I keep doing this? And it shares some similar themes to what I read in The Children of Emotionally, it's an emotionally neglectful, like emotionally neglectful kids, and it covers some of the same themes in there. And running on empty, I'm noticing some similar topics are being brought up, especially about like your voice being recognized in childhood and things, which is actually a big thing for me. And I thought it was good. I thought I had, successfully, for the most part, healed that part of my psyche. And I read a line the other day. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was the question about what part of you is holding you back from doing everything you want to do in life. And I sat with that for a minute because I was like, I don't know. Like, I've tried doing the mind palace thing of letting all the different aspects of self come together. And it's just always so loud. But I don't know, it made me think about some stuff. I was like, dang. I thought I was good here. I had, mentally, metaphorically speaking, buried the problems of my childhood self and kind of, mourned what was, what could have been, appreciate myself for where I am now. I was like, yeah, we're good here. Dust off my hands, pack the dirt down, move on. Wrong. That's okay. But it's been a very good read. I will say, it's on my Goodreads, which I'm pretty sure I have linked somewhere. And I know it's linked in my Blue Sky. I'm pretty sure my Goodreads, not Goodreads. Oh my god, Storygraph. Much better than Goodreads. Shout out to Hollow Soul for that recommendation. Oh my gosh. And I have it linked on both my Blue Sky and it's linked on here. And I think I linked it in the YouTube as well. If not, I will go back and do that. And every chapter, there's homework. And part of me is like, homework. And the other part of me is like, yeah, homework. I get to process everything I just read. Hell yeah. And it is, I put a note in there in one of my chapter things so I remember to put it in my review for the book. You want a notebook. You want a notebook, and that notebook is for that book. And I've combined it with the notebook I was using for my other books, so all of my self-help notes are in the same place. Used to be my grimoire, but I gotta get a... I think I moved my grimoire into a different notebook, if I remember right. I love it. I love it very much. Makes you have to think. And there was actually a challenge thing for this month, and you could pick one of 4 different challenges to do, and I picked the one that I thought would be the most difficult for me to accomplish. Because if it's not a challenge, does it count? Probably not. And it was, the challenge is to sit with yourself for 5 minutes and do nothing. And then consider what comes up in your brain. I can't remember the last time that I've sat and done nothing for 5 minutes. Other than, I can't even count hitting Shavasana in yoga because I'm still thinking when that's happening. Like, I've not completely let go. I'm still processing things and my brain is going on little, adventures. I mean, I get, it's probably been close to a year since I truly just sat with myself for 5 minutes and, looked at my thought clouds as they came in and moved on. I would like to write my thought clouds down this time, so I am going to do that with my little challenge. Depending on how I feel post-stream, I might sit down and do it tonight before I go to bed. But for me, that is very difficult because the chapter contents were like, let's talk about productivity and how that affects you. And the concept of not being productive at all. And I was like, I don't like it. Like, I crave it. I crave a day, a time in my life when I don't have to do anything, you know? The work is done, the cleaning is done, the sewing, you know, just a true day of rest. And then I think about how that would feel, and I immediately start to get the like, but, what do you mean there's nothing to do? Don't worry, I'm sure that traces back to some kind of childhood bullshit too. Probably. So that's definitely something to look at for another day. Okay. Do that. That is as pressed as it's gonna get. We're going to gently and lovingly move the iron to the floor so it can cool off on the pad. Okay, the pattern pieces are out. I will allow this to gently fold right there. They're not perfect, but they're as good as they're gonna get, and that's all we care about right now. I'm gonna wash this before we use it. I also don't like trying to cut stuff up here. I'd rather move you guys down so I can get on the floor and do it. So we'll do cutting stuff next time. Oh man, now the big decision of the day. Do we... Ah, screw it. Just wheel slip stitch it. Up it. Okay. I also need to start posting some of my patterns to the sewing subreddit that I finished. The list of things to do grows ever larger with every passing day. Alright, read my instructions and make sure I'm doing the right part. Stitch, trim, seam, press seam, forward waistband, check. Wrong sides together, fold waistband along the fold line, sleep, stitch, waistband, 2 stitching line. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Alright, we gotta turn the sewing machine back on. Because I incorrectly followed instructions. I think. Hold on. Right sides together, pin waistband to lower jacket edge, matching waistband. Yeah, there's no reason I should have done that. Okay, I was not paying attention. And did not finish stitching this all the way around because I swear I had my glasses on when I read it. I just visually combined 2 sets of instructions into the same thing, which was not correct. It's okay, easy fix. I'm just gonna toss in some stitches right here without knocking all of my stuff over. I promise it is the most fun. This is such a silly fix. There's just about 2 inches on either of the side seams that I did not stitch together because the instructions are to, on the slip stitch, leave a 2-inch gap. Obviously this is not a slip stitch. That's okay. I can sew in a straight line. From one connecting piece to another 2 inches apart. Got this. Daniel likes to say, I've got this. Which way does that seam want to bend? If I don't have any explicit instructions on which way to press a seam, and let it go however it feels like going. Perfect. Alright, now we can do all the slip stitch and shenanigans. Oh! Oh, I do have one other fun update. My mommy has an embroidery machine. A very nice one. It's 25 years old. It is insanity that it still works. Shenanigans. And it's a really cool machine. It can also just sew. It's a double whammy. But my mom has been really trying to put in the effort to make t-shirts for my child and do embroidery things for her. So I definitely push this over too far. Otherwise that band's not going to fit in there. How the hell am I supposed to fold that over all the way and get this in there? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, mom's back on her embroidery shtick, which I love. And yeah, there's not enough room for that. There's no way. I would have to take it back that far, and I think that would just fit. So that is my yes. I'm aware the correct answer is actually to just pull out the pattern piece and match up your fold line. Even if the fold line's right, if there's not enough room, there's not enough room. That looks tight but reasonable. Alright, because I've learned my lesson about not pressing things. We're going to repress this. I'd much rather this than try and fudge it. Because normally there would be a time in my life where I would go, man, I'm this close to the edge, I'll just fudge it. This is not those times. That's on growth. Sometimes it's worth it to just do it right. I remember right, we can only have like a couple of devices on the 5G before it slows down too much. I think that might have tricked it. I think this is a little reflective. They're not crazy. This is not safety vest reflective, but it's got a little extra shimmer to it. I just noticed today, probably because of all the lighting. That is what some doom feels like. Sorry, my body's doing things. It's about time for it to stop doing things. La música. De la música. There we go. Alright, that is much better. That will get us a reasonable waistlining. That will actually fit that 1 inch elastic. So I am going to do this in 2 chunks. So we're going to slip stitch the front section, then we're going to slip stitch the back section. And the reason we're going to do it like that is because we need to leave about 2 inches open on either side. So it's just gonna make the most sense to do it in 2 different pieces anyways. I want to try this one. I have a lot of different needles. I like playing with different ones to see which is going to give me the best flow when I'm doing this stuff. Jesus, how much thread did I pull off? You know, I know you're only supposed to pull off what you can manage. Alright, well this was silly, but we'll make it work. I don't think I can accurately explain to y'all how much thread I pulled in the name of not having to do it twice. Or do it multiple times. I hate having to cut thread multiple times. Scissors. Do that. There we go. That should be center-ish. Alright, let's see how much this bad boy will get done today. I'll start at the side seams. So that is a side seam, and we're going to go just for here. This way. Start our stitching right big fat feet are standing on it. Of course. Get out of there, you silly goose. And this is pretty much it for the entire bottom edge of this jacket, is we're just in one side, out the other. Closely, otherwise the waistband is going to have gaps in it. It's not going to make a very good looking raincoat. But I really enjoyed this pattern. 10 out of 10. Would recommend, will probably make again. And try it with a couple of different fabric options. Because it does say we could have used a light denim. I think that would have worked really well. What else did it say? A light denim, some kind of cotton blend thing. Of course, nylon, which I read and went, well, ripstop's gonna work. Oh, I'm about to cut all of this out and just do it in a bunch of little chunks. You know, if I was just using a single thread to do this instead of doubling it, I probably could have just attached it from the machine and called it a day. But, oh well. And I spent so many years picking knots out of jewelry and stuff. This is child's play. If I don't have a dream about being stuck in green thread tonight, it'll be a miracle. Okay, hang on. Oh my god, that was the tail. Thought it was part of another loop trying to muck up gravy. Alright, I'll probably do this for not very much longer. Because I've got to keep control of my feet. I do want to try that 5-minute thing before bed. So I think I'm going to pull this through and call it a night with you guys. And I'll just show you. It looks a little bit of a mess right now, so we're all just gonna go, hooray, we started it, and reevaluate the shenanigans of it all tomorrow with fresh eyes and a fresh mind and a newfound willingness to make it look pretty. It's my gosh, from the last thing, it's gotta look pretty now. I'm not gonna show you the other side, it looks like crap, but right now. But we are slip stitching our little hearts out. So to prevent any feline shenanigans, we're going to poke this there. Hold the jacket up like that so the thread is tucked inside. That is going to go to my room, so I will get that washed. I have to preserve the pattern pieces. Okay. A couple of hard folds are not going to hurt it. Where are we going to put these? I think I'm going to set them underneath the pattern bin, because that should help them stay relatively flat. Relatively flat. And prevent any tubbings from doing pokey cokey. Okay. And that's gonna wrap it up for us for tonight. I am sleepy. I have homework I need to do. I'm sure you guys have things to go on about with your day. And I think that's it. So the next time you see me, I will have, theoretically, a finished raincoat to show you guys. So that'll be good. We will start working on the t-shirt dress, which I'm very excited for. This is very thin. It's going to feel really good. It's going to be a hot one this summer. We might finish the dress on the next street, to be honest with you, between cutting it and sewing it. Between cutting it and sewing it, I think it'll be okay. Anywho, that's where I'm at. But I appreciate you guys for coming to hang out. I'm am very excited to see you guys next time. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend and your day goes swimmingly and you get everything done that you need to. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.